On today's video, a bunch of you guys have been asking, commenting, and all that about these equipments. Why are you not making them? Why are you not getting one? Why do you choose the door over the hammer? In this video, I want to go over these blueprints right here, which are the Heroic Anthem, Strife of 8, whatever KVK rewards, and explain to you why I think you really shouldn't spend your coins on these, why I'm not doing it, and what's a better alternative. So sit back, slap a like on the video, and let's go. Hey there, YouTube. Welcome back to Gekko Gaming. Listen, I know, I get it. You want the top, the best, the strongest, the biggest stats possible because, you know, the bigger the better, right? I guess. I thought size didn't matter, but that's a separate issue. But anyway, in today's video, like I mentioned, we're going to talk about the items in here. These three weapons right here, which are the rewards out of KVK, and we have also, of course, the three helmets right here, and really why I don't see any usability for these, at least for me, and to the vast majority of you. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, while you're doing Heroic Anthem, while you're doing whatever KVK it is nowadays, after the Season of Conquest KVKs, in the shop, you'll be able to pick which kind of reward you're looking to get out of your Conqueror coins, which are the ones that Conquest coins, which are the ones that you get from winning KVK, getting 30 million kills, and all of these different things. Now, in that process, you can end up with 5 coins per KVK, which means 2 potential items. The items are 3 helmets for each type of troop and 3 weapons. Now, let's start with the positives, I guess, because the negatives are going to be the majority of this. If you are a big pay-to-win player, if you're someone with 15, 20 legendary equipment, if you're someone who can allow himself to get a legendary piece of equipment set every KVK, you're the kind of person that's making, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 legendary pieces per KVK and even more than that, then definitely you'll run out of equipment. You'll get to the point where you have all 3 sets, even more than one of the legendary sets. You'll even you get a special talent on 1 or 2, but then you get to the point where these can be useful because you're looking to max. You're not trying to min-max, you're trying to max at all cost. And that's where these items come in play. If you're a player that's going to max, that's looking to break the ceiling, that's where these are the items right here. Baba, MF, heck, even chisgule at this point, are people that have enough legendary equipment out there that they truly don't need more legendary equipment. So now they're trying to max their equipment rather than have 50, 60 legendary pieces, which, by the way, there are people out there that have over 40 legendary pieces and not a single expertise, by the way. So that's the people who should get these. The guys who are essentially maxing, not min-maxing. The majority of us are trying to min-max. Min-max means put the least amount for the most outcome. Now, for that case, for the record, there are multiple instances in which getting the 6-piece set is less min-max than getting potentially 4 and 2 other epic expertise pieces, for example. But in the particular scenario we're going to go over, let's start with the helmets. The helmets, out of the 2 types of items, are the only ones that I would definitely say, you know what? If you really want it, it's not terrible. The weapon is, but this is all right. If we do a quick comparison in the infantry department, each and every one of these beauties costs 90 pieces of materials total to make and 30 million gold. And each one of these costs 60 legendary materials and 20 million gold. Do you see the pattern? It's a 50% increase, essentially. You pay 50% more legendary materials and 50% more gold. In return, what you get is less than 4% increase on your infantry stats, which is what you're looking for right here. Now you can say, but Gekko, there is 7% down here that you forgot. It's cavalry and archers. Well, in here, there's 8% plus this. So yeah, you can see, you know what? I'll go with you guys. If we take a look at this, we'll say there is 18% total stats in here, and in here there are, what is it, 23. So you're getting 6 more, which is about 30% total stats. But in the stats that matter, which is infantry defense, an 11% infantry defense golden helmet might come in a much better shape than a helmet at 15%. And the main reason for that is, well, there are 3 reasons. Number 1, the likelihood of you special talenting this and that is equal. However, the likelihood of you being able to make more of these if you choose to make them is higher than you being able to make these. So again, in theory, you could make more of these until you get the expertise, and you could even break them if you, I mean, honestly, if you have 2 of these and you want to expertise one, there's no reason to have a 3rd one because you don't want to lose 50% of materials. You're telling me essentially, I'd rather have a 3rd one that I paid 100% for than have a 2nd one that I paid 50% for, essentially remake it. So getting to the point where you're special talenting this is actually more feasible than special talenting this, okay? Now, if you special talent this one right here, you'll end up with a 14-ish%, which is only 1% away. So even if you min-max or you're trying to get the best possible outcome, even in that scenario, this is not that good. Why? Because in the vast majority of infantry sets that are really, really meaningful, you're going to want to have the helmet. You're going to want to have the helmet as part of your either 2 or 4-piece set that you're using. The reason for that, infantry is primarily a defensive type of troop. And so you have 3 attack, 3 defense. If you choose to go with defense, then you definitely want to go for this and this, leave these guys to the side, or whichever one you have the most blueprints for of these 2. Although again, there are better shoes for your usability. So really, these guys are what you want to go with for a 2-piece set. And if you go for a 4-piece set, then you got to choose if you're going to do like a mix and match of attack and defense, or you're going to go full defense and a little bit of attack, or what is it along the way? It's based on your need. The reality, though, is still that having this as part of a set will give you more stats, troop defense, 3%, than you would having the helmet. The same exact logic applies right here and right here. You're looking for an extra few stats that you can offset very easily with set buffs and with special talenting at some point this, which you will be able to do if you're someone who continually keeps getting the legendary blueprints. So I really don't see a reason why to go for these, and these ones are the ones that I would say might be worth it. If we go to this side, on the other hand, when we look at weapons, we're looking at 90 materials per weapon of the basic set, but 150 for the max weapon. That is over 50% jump in the price, right? 45 is the middle of 90. Therefore, 135 would have been 50%. But it's not. It's more than that. And so now you're paying more than 50% for 25% extra stats. It makes no sense. If you are someone who has all the materials in the world and all the equipment in the world, and you can allow yourself to, on top of your legendary set, have these, then, I mean, why the heck not, right? I would still special talent the sets before I would even put materials in here. But if you're someone of the people that I know that are pushing for these, you can do whatever you want. But the majority of you guys, the majority of us, that includes me, should not care at all about these weapons or these helmets. They are completely meaningless. They are at best a Vanquisher pack, which, by the way, after you got enough legendary material blueprints, it goes away. So there's a max cap on how many Vanquisher packs you can get, just so you know. And so, yeah, is it worth to get these rewards? I don't think so. But now you're going to be like, but Gekko, we are a top tier, non-losing kingdom that wins every single KVK with all max rewards. What do we do with our coins? I mean, we can get the top KP Palace, which is kind of nice, but then what? And the answer to you guys is, I don't know. If you ask me, hold on to the coins, because you don't know what items are going to come out tomorrow. And if that same currency retains, then you're good. That same currency changes, then you're screwed. But I would put my money on them not changing the coins than them changing them. They would change the prices of things, but if you're hoarding coins for a few KVKs now, If you get to a point where you have 10 coins just chilling and they change it to 3 coins for a much better piece of equipment, you're set. As far as I'm concerned, I am not making or getting any of these blueprints. It just makes no sense. Now, some people will say, oh, but 25% attack looks so juicy. It does. It does. I can agree with that, but I'm okay with the 20% and troop defense as part of the set, and or 10% march speed if we do a 4-piece set, and or infantry attack 5% to ensure the piece, right? If we do a 6-piece, then you have to have this to get that, in which case you offset this into a 25 now. So, I don't know. I don't think that getting the KVK blueprints is worth it. I definitely think that those who are looking to max can get them and probably might want to get them. But once we do the math, and we will be doing the math very soon, you'll realize that it's really not worth it. And I'm not doing it. I hope you guys aren't either. Focus on your legendary sets. Focus on your epics. Get those all out, up and away. And if and when you... Ooh, we can forge 2 of these. I didn't remember we had these. Gotta forge them. But anyway, if you remember and you get to the point where you pretty much have everything you need, then of course go for them. But I would keep the coins for potential changes. If you ask me which of the where are they? Of the other blueprints you should get, that's a completely separate story. We've already covered that, but my personal opinion on these once more is that this is very good, very, very good, but 10% chance for 50% damage for 2 seconds is a bit low of a percentage. I personally prefer, first and foremost, the 30% weaponry over the 10% accessories. And more specifically, I would rather have the dagger first to reduce the enemy's health by 5% all the way up to 15%. And I would prefer then have normal attacks can gain rage, 30% chance to gain rage. The main reason some people take the horn over the dagger is because there are no... This is your own way to gain more rage. And the more rage you gain, the more skills you do. And some commanders, really, you want them to proc as much as humanly possible. This is a great rage engine. But for a wholesome situation where you're not... You want a more broad use of an accessory, I think the dagger is much more broad and much more useful. From there, the horn, and then the ring. Although, again, if you ask me what's the order in which I would get them, and I got them, was dagger, ring, then horn. And that was primarily because I do garrison, and so skill damage is was less important for me. If skill damage is more important to you, I would still do dagger and then horn and then go for ring. I would not give up on the dagger, and I'd choose which one of these 2 first. From there, the coin is nice, but I'm not a big fan of the 10%ers in general. And Moore's Web, I mean, this is fantastic for Arc, but I don't see really any usability for it too much. The Greater Glory is actually a very, very, very misunderstood accessory. It's guaranteed normal damage, which might seem to you like it's very little, but if in 10 turns you don't get this, then you've pretty much got to the point where this gave you 5% every single turn, which stacks up long term, right? And remember that when you're doing every single turn 5% attack, you're weakening further your enemy, which that 5% attack is then going to do more damage. And while this right here, you might proc it, and for 2 rounds you might get it done, but then you might get screwed the whole fight, right? 10% is very, very low chance. Again, you can end up every 5 seconds procking this if you're lucky enough. So at a 7-turn cycle, you're not too far away from theoretically that 50% right here, 5% each turn. It doesn't add up, right? But I think it would increment with each turn. It would be 5%, and then because of the weakness of that enemy, that 5% of yours is going to do much more damage long term. So for these, I would prefer to go this and then one of these. If you're looking for like something more safe, a lot of people went with Great Glory and Horn for Attila Takeda and do nasty, nasty damage. Very good for Osiris League. I'm not too big of a fan of in general, but it's nice for someone like Guan, for example. This is very useful. And yeah, the collectibles is something I want to get one day, but unfortunately, today is not going to be that day. We're building up our 180,000 of this KVK. This KVK, we didn't push that much tech. It was not a KVK that was worth pushing tech for, based on the situation that we found ourselves in K2, and so it's a little unfortunate. But we're trying to get to the point where we are getting to 180 within this KVK, grabbing one of these to make another accessory, right? What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on KVK rewards? Leave me a comment down below. Let me know. I'm Gekko. I'm out of here. I appreciate it. Some of you drop the like on the video. Subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next Rise of Kingdoms video. Take care and have a good one. Peace.